Hey, hello all. It's your favorite N-word, Terrance Prescott. Let's get into these updates. Friend circles of the main characters have been made. Some got multiple frames because of how I have shaped the stories over the years. Guys around Terrance are the main 16, where they will get 6 stories each, ranging from day 1, week 1, month 1, 6 months, year 1, and 5 years later. 3 to the right are motion picture made. They have a story fitted for high fantasy epilogues. To the left are the besties. Over us, representing the Negavicius constellation, and Hokinjo representing the Izarev constellation. The 5 below are Terrance's exes. The 5 above are a god hunting unit called Savar Cinquain. These will be the main 36 characters of the Constellation Wars series. Constellation Wars takes place after 5 years, technically making everyone 40 or shy of 40 when Overrun strikes. The shape of this world, this humanity is shaped a lot more kind than reality. Hence, the title of the series being called Fantasy Files. Therefore, this world is not a few fries short of a happy meal. Technology fits the same as reality, but smart devices and space colonies have been around before any of the characters were born, making space voyaging a real reality in these fantasies. There are dimensions, monster threats, and superpowers all over the place. Most of the characters that appear are very powerful super beings. Here's the hard part. When Terrance began making animated series, the universe created several other parallel universes via a coin flip deciding on which story he's going to begin with. In the 16 fantasies, he started off with 16 different stories, pitting most of his paths throughout existence differently, explaining why there will be 16 different lovers. Testing. Ages 35, the whole lot. In everyone's reality, everybody they know, the same age. Terrance is immediate, and Charlotte's circle are the 8 below him. Employees left to right, head of the animation department, chauffeur and pilot, and main legal counsel. 3 best friends below. The guys are with their lovers throughout the series. Jéunz and Kelix, an FBI negotiator and a chemist. Primrose, favorite fan, plays all of the Tristone video games. Sonny and Marco, programmer and owner of an avionics company. Guys to the right are Sonny's fellow millionaire buddies. To the left, all of Everett's international bowls. The 5 guys below are Terrance's exes. Flags indicates nationality, birth nationality. Now, I will go over how he met most of the people in the image. Zeta Malika, around 25 when the Tristone era was finally officialized as a business. Zeta was sent to him by his mother. Word of mouth was how Shakana learned about Zeta. Mages in their getting around ways knows thousands of people. Zeta has sent Shakana a gift every birthday since. Dove Amon was a graphic designer artist that was waiting for Terrance to officialize the company. Once he did, he applied for one of the animator positions. Years turned him into the lead animator. Everett, around 25. Terrance put out an ad for a chauffeur. Credentials were listed as born the same year, of the alphabet, has adventure tendencies, and has an affinity for wildness. This was closed after Everett got through with a vacation where he met Piano Hoism, Vicente Zippo, and Maximo Orangos on a space colony. Terrance would eventually meet them throughout their travels. Piano is a world-class chef. Vicente is the current president of Chile. Maximo is a world-class plastic surgeon. Redo Hexit came later when he booked a job with the Tristone era. Redo and Everett hit it off almost immediately. Redo is a world-class movie action star. Gunjar Varu came later when they were vacationing in Southeast Africa. Gunjar and Everett hit it off almost immediately. Gunjar is a world-class deep-sea fisherman. Then there's Barrett Crixless. Collected him when Terrance collected Claudio. Barrett is a galactic-class sculpting artist and primary school teacher. Jéunz and Velvin met each other when they were 28. They happened to be at the same gay bar in Charlotte. It was a pizza night. When they ended up at the same table, the conversation was on rugby. Eventually, the 2 of them got to talking, then got to talking shit. Yeah, you know who I am. It was hilarious how they went in on failure video games, then got some information that should have been under wraps and definitely not talked about in person. Terrance video game debuts when he turns 30. Been talking shit to each other and about everything ever since. Kelix Kinsos comes into Jéunz's life when they are 31. It was something in a way. They looked at each other after they all greeted each other. Terrance can vouch in that moment that the universe shifted the entire 13 seconds they looked at each other. After letting hands go, they shook hands again, just so they can say their names again. Anyway, Kelix is an aerologist. Jéunz is an FBI negotiator and a mage. Primrose met each other when they were 30. She was acting up at a press conference because she was one of the people that bought early access to Story Number 11 Remixes video game and then Story Number 22 Troubled Kingdoms mini video games. She usurped the questions and answer segment. Been besties ever since. Primrose has won plenty of the world championships of video games, yet she's a beauty guru with a beauty line for every tone of humanoid. Those things are just fronts. She's a galactic class assassin too. Sonny and Nathaniel met each other when they were 32, talked to each other through the apps for a while, then finally got dinner. They were both on the same page, friends. Sonny needed somebody out of his circle. Terrance needed somebody out of his circle, regardless if he's into him. Sonny is an app developer and programmer, millionaire status. Marco will come into Sonny's life, present day of the stories. They are a component of the Izarev constellation. Many of the couples of the series will be components of it too. Marco is the owner of a Fortune 500 avionics company. Danny Tadros, Ronnie Asnavar, and Gunny Kano are Sonny's best friends, originated in college. The four of them become millionaires together. They don't have a need to funnel money between them, all self-made. Danny is a government class chemist. Ronnie is a financial lawyer with the military. Gunny is a litigator, millionaire class. And yes, all of them get along with Terrance. X is at the bottom. Michelangelo Kane, childhood friend and college friend, roommate to reality castmate. In between the later times, they became intimate lovers that prepared to end it once college was done. When that reality television show happened, it continued, all of the calamity and hotness of it. Michelangelo is a world-class comedian and movie star. Nowadays, Michelangelo is with Madison Embry. She's a pop star, the princess of pop, the princess of replays. Dario Jumbo, also known as DJ D Jump, was also a reality castmate. Their relationship was mostly for the hot times and the fun times. They both loved the same music and partying to it the same way. Their immortalized short-lived relationship is almost enough for the both of them. Would take some miracles for them to end up together. Dario is a sportscaster and sports equipment designer. Nowadays, Dario is with Quintos Quaid. He's an all-star football Hall of Famer who is almost ready to retire. August Matthias. They were 24 when they met. Terrance had just wrapped up a convention and found a diner once it was over. That diner was jumping, crowded with a gaggle of celebrities. Then another one walked in. August bravely went to go sit at Terrance's table, cause he was sitting by himself. Then the Australian became American for a long time. August is a professional rugby coach and celebrity personality, mostly due to his veterinarian ways. Nowadays, August is with Derek Colt. Derek is a world-class author. Javon Vellum ran up on Terrance when they were 27 at the same jockstrap party somewhere in D.C. The two of them got to flirting, got to dancing, got to drinking, got too into each other, made it last for a long time, partied hard for a long time, vacationed properly for a long time. Javon is a Democratic legislative director. Then there's Claudio Doggin, born on Earth, left to live his life in the sea of stars, came to an event known as the Snowden, was advised to take a vacation on a planet. Any planet, just get off the space colony. He got lucky. From a fan to a vacation bae, lived a vacation as if it were their last. Actually, in honor of Queen Latifah. You know which movie I'm talking about. Nowadays, Claudio is a space commander out of space colony Saturn's Edge. Copies its orbit too. If you don't know me by now, let's keep it simple. I write, I draw, I world build, I create, and I entertain for everybody. But these stories are my fantasy version stories. Big old crazy times and a big old crazy head. Cause the real world boring like that, isn't it? Now, Terrance Prescott is the creator and owner of the Tristone Era Incorporation, mostly dealing in animated series, video games, action figures, dolls, and celebrityism, aka the Imagination Land Architect. The three below him are his friends of employees, Everett Brown, Dove Amon, and Zeta Malika. Chauffeur/pilot, the head animator, and the head legal counsel. Below them are his three besties and their lovers. Primrose, avid fan who turned into a bestie. Jayus Velvin, met when they were 28, then met Kellex Kinsos when they were 31, inseparable ever since. Sonny Nathaniel comes with three besties. Danny Tadros, Ronnie Asnavar, and Gunny Kano. Met in college, made plans for a huge life, acquired it, and keeps their camaraderie true. Marco Vega happens to be a Boda B, will come about during the series. They will be a component of the Izarev constellation. There will be a lot of those in this series. Moving on to the six guys in blue, there are all of Everett's international bowls. Piano Hoism, Vicente Zippo, and Maximo Orongos met him on a space colony. The four of them made a quarrel. Now completely other times, Redo Hexit when he got an acting gig with the Tri-Stone Era, Gunjar Vadu when they were vacationing in Southeast Africa, and Barrett Crixless during the snow den. Now that guides us right into Terrance's exes, beginning with Claudio Dalgan, who was also at the snow den. Before him, Javon Vellum. Once they saw each other at a jockstrap party, they kept it G for a long time. Before him, August Matthias just happened to be at a diner after a convention. Nowadays, August is with Derek Colt. He's a prominent author. Before him, Dario Jumbo, also known as DJ D-Jump, on that reality show, Stranger Code 4, at the same time. Awarded them a lot of good and hot times. Nowadays, Dario's is with Quintos Quaid. He's an all-star footballer. The first ex, Michelangelo Kane, bestie from childhood, went to the same college together, then hopped on the same reality show together. Nowadays, Michelangelo is with Madison Embry. She's a pop star, the princess of pop, the princess of replays. And that concludes Terrance Prescott's friend circle. Yeah, you know who I am. Now, I'm going to start going through the characters' friend circle. It's going to begin with Terrance's entire friend circle. Big one. You know the ones from the previous. Parents at the top with two characters from a fantasy movie. Besties on the side at the top. Exes can be clocked in Everett's Bowls. The middle two rows and Professor Noto are from his childhood, better known as Freedom Full. Child superheroes they were at one point. It was a method of raising a guide. Terrance is Acronis 13th, loosely based off of some of my favorite growing up, and a couple of made-up niggas. Then there's the last two rows. That will be the friend circle of the fantasy reality show called Stranger Code. They will be the fourth cycle. Duke Noriega's friend circle. In the stories, Terrance and Duke met through story number 16, The Greatest Story Ever Lives video game, to be a guide. Created when they were 33, an MMORPG that's virtual reality. Hardcore with it. Terrance runs a guild named the Sly Kings. Various amounts of characters are in the guild at an official capacity. With them being guides, there's a whole custom system for them to be in the real world of the universe. Somehow, someway, Duke became one of the 300 members and has been there the whole game's duration. So they know of each other, but you'll have to find out how Terrance gets swindled into that during the rewrites. Duke Noriega is almost the part of the cast that doesn't have significant exes. Damaged past makes him believe the opposite of relations. His friend circle is small, has family spread across the planet though. The family his age happens to be Marita Cecia and Rikuya Alkiro, known of each other since infant ages, whether they remember or not. This is his sports martial arts team, comprised of several different types of divisions and techniques, thus compared to their diversity as a unit. Kochi acts like a father to all of them. They do behave. The ones that are contenders have upgraded because of his disciplines, especially Duke, especially with him winning all 5 divisions around the planet. World-class heavyweight MMA champion, the one and only. He will end his career right before he turns 37, defending it like the champion that he is until. Quarel Vita is an MMA champion of 1 division, weight class welterweight. Miara Milan is an MMA champion of 1 division, weight class lightweight. Tyrea Jade, Odin Lamar, Miller Wolven, Emilio Hendo, Chivo Yonam, and Sergio Guzzo are all of Duke's teammates, a doctor in the midst as well as a chef. Then there's Vanetta Sarali. She likes to say things like, alright, attention, with you being the champion, that means you have minimal brain damage. So if you can't repeat after me and get these lines right, I will drop you like a cold hot pocket. I have vacations to pay for, so don't let either of us down. Got it? Now listen up. She is their team manager, handles social media, hotels, travel, nutrition, therapy, and peace. You'll find out someday. Tezzy Dreddo's friend circle. In the stories, Terrance and Tezzy meet through a bachelor fundraiser situation provided by Sonny and his minions. That rewrite is going to be awesome, especially now that I can involve Bounce, Amerigo, Z1, Rocco, and Bowie. You'll find out which part of the alphabet they are a part of. You'll find out how ridiculous those addicted to speed get too. Tezzy has some exes, but they are estranged. No significance to him. He's too busy being an ambassador for the alphabet, via a world champion of motorcycle racing. Team Blimp Blue is an international team that has their mitts in all kinds of racing genres. Motorcycling, motorbiking, Gran Turismo, monster truck, jet ski, and Mini Cooper series is where they are at. You'll figure that out some other time. Tamira Ociel is his twin sister, and Mata Ramiz is her beau, as well as Tezzy's manager. Nina Valentina is the world champion for the women's division of motorcycling. Zeruka K is the world champion for the women's division of Gran Turismo. Bounce the Don is the second world ranked for the men's division of monster trucking. Kai Winnie is the fourth world ranked for the women's division of monster trucking. Ziwan Fukashi is the world champion for the men's division of Mini Cooper. Rocco Miliardo is the seventh world ranked for the men's division of jet skiing. Tiara Janae is second world ranked for the women's division of Mini Cooper. Amerigo Sire is 13th world ranked for the men's division of Gran Turismo. And Bowie Ditto is the world champion for the men's division of motorbiking. P.S. Nina is based off of Christina Milian's role from the Torque film. Coleson Noel's friend circle. In the stories, Terrance and Coleson met at IKEA randomly. Coleson Noel's unfortunate upbringing led him down a life of solitude. Regardless of him knowing he was gay, he didn't believe in love. Damaged past kept him that way. Even though he had a bomb-ass peer group he grew up with, he made new friends in a beyond college for the ultra-intelligent. Coleson was sought out and saved from a place he has always wanted to escape. Along his journeys through college, he met 6 other people that shared a darkness he could smell through them because of his Doberman powers, kept them close, was able to build an adult life of bliss with them. Even if they have to work for high-order criminals, may they always be protected by Bago Hazor when they don't see threats coming. Happens to be SWAT-trained, Navy SEAL-trained. High-order intelligence keeps him on the up and up when seeing threats coming. He is also an FWB of Colson's every now and then. Moving along. The ones that handle IT worldwide are Richio Akira, Vakana Fira, Venom Yorego, Izara Miharu, and Hudrigo Ru. Bebe LaRose does too, but she is also a professional assassin. They just don't know it. P.S. Whittier Demi is his bestful best friend. She's an elementary school teacher. She will be the one that opens his serial killer persona. Dope Donovan's friend circle. In the stories, Terrance and Dope met at one of Dope's seminars for the alphabet. Dope Donovan will be the definition of king size. No, it doesn't need a rewrite. That one was perfect. Moving along, first significant, an older guy that completed his love language, Momino Ekia. Second significant, same age Gundamir based out of Egypt. He's the on occasion gift from the gods that vice versa each other to smithereens, Oderlin Corial. Third significance, still ongoing whenever they can meet up around the globe, Zhaozong and Canver Elios. Fourth significant, still ongoing. What you mean? He's dope after all. Or Dungo Dion, happens to be his next door neighbor. Then there's his little sister Ilian, his assistant Emi Oroka, and his barber Hammeron Knox. Moving along, Dope has been a professor of music at Longtime University for a good while. He dropped a several platinum album and was set for life. Got a dream job of getting tenure of music at Longtime University. From red to blue, there are professors there too. This is immediate friend circle. Logan Mose, tenure professor of computer science. Quav Camaro, dean of medicine. Luina Mion, tenure professor of dance, and Onza Chada, tenure professor of psychology. Tremetra Faye is his personal bartender. Met her ages ago. They became friends, then he found out she bartends. Pays her very well for whenever they all get together outside of a bar. Then there's Killer Kevin. No one knows what he does, but he is always popping up when they hang out. Sometimes, they don't even get a reply from him. Cologne and cigars, never forget that scent. Voila, the pop-up king. Lastly, wondering who Savago Chester is? Me too. P.S. Dope, you gon' love him on the piano. Scodeo Charles, friend circle. In the stories, Terrance and Scodeo met at an elementary fundraising spring fling. Terrance was there painting with kids. Scodeo was there being a sound advisor for preparing for gay children. They both ended up at the ice cream booth during lunch hours, then became wild. Scodeo Charles needed to escape his hometown too. Damaged past has turned him somewhat asexual, but the proof is in his bisexuality. Serena working from the girls of the world scenes. Stay wild. He took that shit to heart, but because he came from such a tore-up childhood, he wanted to follow his father's journals and make safe havens for the alphabet youth. ISAM stands for I Stay at Your Mother's. It's a motorcycle gang full of stay wilders that want to get the youth prepared for the future in ways they weren't always afforded. Maida Tion was his best friend growing up until her timely death. May she rest in peace. Everyone below are the 9 biggest financial contributors of the club. 2 females and 2 males are doctors. They stay helping children out. Then there's one that's an unsavory character, but you'll figure them out someday. Tessa Sloan, she's a litigator for a private military contractor. Harvey Slater, he is a physician with his own practice. Ivy Wren, she's a growing psychologist and neurologist. Damien Jave, he's a traveling artist, mural-based. Giselle Exera, she's a physician that owns a women's shelter. Crimson Love, his middle name is Luvundry. He's a general and emergency surgeon. Stabs Bunny, she's a drug dealer. Yago Yummy, he's the head of security operations for the Panther Stadium. Then there's Zell Magnus, the only guy he has done more than stay wild with. P.S. Tezzy will be an honorable mention of the group after Constellation Wars is over. Rafun Runzo's friend circle. In the stories, in the rewrites to be, Terrance will end up in the world of Remnant, cause that's what guys do when they want to see another universe. Team True consists of Rilla from story number 20, Universe from story number 21, and Equion Dozer from story number 11. Rafun Runzo is an advent of the world of Remnant fanfic. Born in a region named Archella, happens to be an offspring of one of the silver-eyed maidens. Father happened to be a mighty monster slayer in his day. Then he fell in love with a goddess, then shipped off to another universe after their 3-year relationship ended with the birth of their son. Parentless for the most part, wasn't too damaged. Mother visited him in dreams often, and this little Gundam-to-be grew up quite alright. While in college, he made team rest with Yumela Save, Sloan Villavega, and Tavelamova Red. The Dean of Teams saw their superpowers as a team for the records. You'll find them out someday. My version of Ruby and Juniper were in college with them at the same time. Ruby consists of Razaka Luge, Unicora Blanca, Basilisco Rego, and Yumo Fang. Juniper consists of Jackson Ren, Notoria Joy, Faya Zenet, and Ruz Haoyun. Mimicking the direction of Ruby, Razaka and Jackson will end up together. Ruz and Notoria will end up together. Basilisco and Yumo will end up together. But Fire will not perish by the hands of terrorists. She will be quite alright. Lastly, Yumela and Tavelamova will end up together. The college they all end up at is named Mungo Lee Academy. P.S. Regardless of how you find Rafun's character, he fell in love with a guy. Deemed that would be the only time he'll do that. The upheaval he goes through to choose Terrance is unworldly. Jawan Kender. He's the captain of Team Jerk. Rest of the team is Esmesk Ralina, Rosanda Melody, and Kawa Dorinth. Haavik Yero's friend circle. In the stories, Terrance and Haavik meet face to face after Haavik hunts him down from an airport in Canada. Haavik Yero is one of Aerostar College of Avionics' top professors, a satellite engineer professor as well as other rudimentary subjects. He is a language professor for Turkish, English, Italian, Saudi, Spanish, Portuguese, Africans, and Dutch. He got it like that. The whole top row, best friends for life, from Luck to Yvonne, all professors too. Xanity, he has technically known longer. Was at a fashion week when they were both 23, and he loves telling that story. She was talking in full Italian, so I had to too. Moving along. Ivan Milia is a professor of psychology and therapy. Donaldo Vore, tenure of space combat and navigation. Biggie Knox, tenure of technology and disaster management. Luck Harrison, tenure of aerology, a superpower scientist, loosely inspired by Luck of Black Clover. And Gigi Cheval, tenure of language, and yes, she knows more than Haavik. As of now, these friends will make a prime commanding space crew, the kind of space crew that will fill their dreams to ultimate capacity. They're kind of aloof to it, even though they have talked about it enough. There have been plenty of 10-year teams that have ventured out into space to live the rest of their days. Then there are 3 exes. Tommy Daruz, Kayenzo Kun, and Gassan Ojun, who is now with Ayaza Jekt. P.S. Taz Zayton, Weiler Redfin, Anderson Slater, Westo Cornelio, and Exorix Dotto were put together like Jade, but they won't be split up unless cheeks are involved. Find out more at 11. Griffin Ross's Friend Circle. Terrance and Griffin were both at a mechanic shop. Everett was off duty. Terrance wanted to get his Caprice Classic touched up. The diamond glittered up to the pellets of lavenders, candy paint with accents of chrome all around the Caprice Classic. They were on an app at the same time while they were both there. Then got away with doing it in public. Griffin Ross and his sister, Grace Rochelle, are twins. Done their parents proud with becoming doctors. Grace has her own practice. Griffin turned to being a firefighting paramedic. Boy Scout and Girl Scouted to the max too. And that was even after finding out how their parents felt about the alphabet. A big on tradition family keeps both of them in the closet still. Who knows when they will come out. To the right, Griffin's best firefighter buds. The only other ones that are 35 years old. Tigger Ray, Ander Maverick, Benny Gavos, and Coupe DeVille, respectfully. Tarkan Niano was his first guy. I met him in college and stayed on each other once they met. Bittersweet relationship. Nowadays, he's with Yazag Dagazi. He's a head designer for Dog Street Clothing of this world. Marky Sephir, on the other hand, not so much. Still hot though. Then there's Walter Sigrun. But Grace has already found her soulmate. Hasina Arlova. She's a cardiothoracic surgeon, world-class status already. Griffin isn't thinking about his, even though he vowed to his sister that they will both get gay married in a twin wedding someday. Nowadays, she can't wait. P.S. Reminder that Griffin is the only one of these that's in the closet. Ociel Enzo's Friend Circle. In the stories, Terrance and Ociel met at one of his beachfront restaurants. Ociel Enzo's friends from college list is mad huge, honestly. When none of that Netflix drama, they are quite great for one another at all ridiculous times. Make a perfect top 8 when you read about them. Ociel has his own restaurant chain that's growing, the Mexican Dragon, Mexican and Japanese fusion cuisines. Been worldwide and galactic with it too. He stay popping like that, but that's wildly because of his dance studio business too. One located very close to his restaurants over in California. The rest of the circle consists of his business partner, Giorvia Gia, also a muscle slayer, galactic class with it, Volmundo One, an analyst, transportation and field agent of the FBI. Olet Pura, a world-class arrow roll handler of a mage. Ikenix Oharu, she is a linguistics college professor, multiple languages, stay chatting it up with strangers worldwide when she travels. A Trovanova, an international investment broker and banker. Moreno Danitti, a housing broker and real estate agent. And Chris Maverick, a world-class actor and stuntman. All of them have acquired their dreams. The 4 on the bottom are international affairs. Yaz Haoju was an older gentleman at the time they met, Mountainous dojo owner and a heaven of a tattoo artist. Ogre Heliotos, a barber in Italy. Sevian Gatix, a painter in the Netherlands, and Raquan Devans, an MI6 agent out of Ireland, all the same age. P.S. Back in college, Giorvia forced everyone to be on the dance team. You know... abusing her rainbow powers of insightfulness. Her righteous ways of motivating people to remember their motherfucking moves and cues is delightful. Nowadays, the top 25, when they all can go on vacation at the same time, will spend several hours live on social media learning new choreography. And yes, they still got it. Won multiple championships their entire college careers. They are Dali Omega, Minerva Isaiah, April Laurel, Wanvei Raga, Koro Mavado, Oja Haraj, Hoshi Kensuke, Zero Nuga, Lavanya Sanos, Lucretia Spade, True Orchida, Vambi Lu, Ronan Casimir, Skyra Setev, Rocky Lujane, Tiffany Aurora, and Blake Lansing. Nieno Jéunz Friend Circle. In the stories, Terrance and Nieno met when they were both at Toyama Express one day. Nieno doesn't have friends. He has family and colleagues. Right now, his family consists of Clark Zander, Davis Blake, Trini Tara, Givenchy Althea, and St. Rich. He works under Soldier Marav. Chase Duran and Hector Dean are undercover agents too. They were all assigned to the same mission of taking down the Five Below. Gold Gunoff, Kalrav King, Precious Penny, Raydal Tanzaki, and Ness Varel are the current heads of the Grudgeworth Club. Tyson Tyree is one of their most trusted aces. Gloria Vanya is the only courier allowed to deliver to where Nieno is stationed. Leading up to the story, Nieno and them have been on the job for a couple years. Clark comes from his roomy situation at Quantico, never stopped loving each other. Davis has been there every time he was debriefed from a successful mission. Their affair started the same day they met. P.S. Toyama Express is one of my favorite restaurants. Shrimp and scallops combination plate with mushrooms hits the spot every time, and now I'm pissed off because I've been recording these without any snacks, right? So I can get through them, choppity chop, quickity quick, and it's like that. And now I want to go eat there. And yes, there was a guy there once their favorite Tim came. 1 + 1 = what? Right. Jason Spinozo's friend circle. In the stories, Terrance and Jason met at a paintballing event. Terrance was with Sonny and them. Jason was with 4 of his peeps. Jason comes from a damaged background. Lovely parents, horrible peer groups. In both Italy and the States, dual citizenship had its fruits. He had some friends in both areas, but none of them went to the private schools he went to. But with the way his parents met, will forever have him scrutinized by his father's enemies. Majority of his time was silencing out the world through music. Was making record deal kind of high quality production by the time he was 13. Had a deal with multiple recording companies and so many artists by the time he graduated high school. He was his own man. Left all of those dusties where they needed to be. Created DJ Spinozo by the time he was 21, then decided he would make a posse, a permanent one, full of gypsy-minded people that always want to be on the move, always want to be traveling, always want to be partying. On his website, on his socials, put out an ad and was blessed with Melanie at one of his shows back in Miami. Been a sweetness ever since. As you can see, he's been around the world. In order of their recruitment day, Joel Salzana, Melanie, Merida Fan, Zavanza Q, Raizug, Ex-Enemy Lou, Kento Ray, Alexana Mira, Sal Go, Riley Dakarai, Willie Jakarai, Big Mika, Little Quake, Ishel Smooches, Babylicious Forever the Bombshell, Miguel Q, Rio Noble, Sorbet, and Sunday. Side note, Joel has been there from the jump, her being his twin cousin, even speaks all of the languages because of his friend group. I mean family. Love them all, taken care of financially, disposable, and medical. Never alone will he be until something changed in him. 5 X's to the left, Nichiro Uyido, Wamaru Rug, Hayuga Eyotmi, Winter Trox, and Rambo Ociel. Nowadays, he is searching for the one, but he's an S-class celebrity now. Need a bodyguard now. That would be Warren Charles. That's his beau, Denzio de Magor. Joaquin Lazar's friend circle. Terrance and Joaquin met when Joaquin was on patrol duty at night, his preferred shift, while Terrance was deep off in Danity Kane land, enjoying a midnight stroll. Joaquin Lazar has been riddled with darkness, then favoritism while growing up. It's 2 of his major abilities. The universe blessed him with limitless in the form of total abyss and darkness. Then sorcery gave him luck is what you have. It's a burden and a blessing. It simply makes everyone like him. The magic is etched into his face. One look at it and you may even open your wallet to him. But that wouldn't come into effect until he became a spellbinder. Whole time was an enemy to a lot of his peers cause he looked sickly and easy to pick on. Then handsomeness. He never knew when people were being honest with him until he spelled them with the truth. Luckily for him, his childhood sweetheart Lulu made sure he was never without real things until her bisexuality went to lesbianism full core. He was honeymooning alone then turned all of his attention to saving lives. His coven really didn't like that. A Creole kind of coven that loves to stay hidden. Now he's their latest mightiest, unearthing massive creation and destruction all over the place, and them cameras are crisp as fuck with it. In the current day and age, those are the top 12 superheroes and supervillains. Heaven of an episode versus stuck in hell. Their battlefield is the entirety of planet Earth. Being in the wrong place at the wrong time is a sentiment a lot of citizens have. P.S. Joaquin has lots of friends, has a whole coven, but his immediate circle is heaven of an episode. Love those guys. Still loves his first love ever so much. Lulu Majira is her name. She's a world-class silver screen, commercial, and series actress. Happily married to Gaia Lachey. She's a foreign diplomat via Canada. Gavino Daruga's friend circle. In the stories, Terrance and Gavino made a club hold after Terrance was stood up. It was crazy times, as both of them didn't feel safe after they locked eyes. Gavino Daruga poses as a private investigator. Noriega poses as president of operations of a 5-star hotel. Axel Devon poses as a claims investor. Kersev Roman poses as a bail's bondsman. And Quazim Nayo poses as an elementary school principal. In reality, they are all French Marine soldiers that work under Tajul Nukaga. The funny and quite lame thing about them was how they all were thugs and somehow ended up in the U.S. Marines. In the stories, will be known as Nation of Sakes Marines or NS Marines. The 5 of them became besties, then bonded over damaged childhoods that were insanely crazy. I'm even surprised they survived. Anyway, their bowls are underneath them. Nicholas Grant, he's a veterinarian. Chet Dillon, he's an art manager, just posing as one. He's an assassin. Freedom Rock, he's an active Navy SEAL. Zalabo Rakul, he's an emergency surgeon and neurosurgeon. And Domenico Doles, he is a merc for Tajul. The 6 below them are a Gundam hero unit that operates in outer space as their own crew. Anwar Ragoa, Loa Itzel, Benzo Briggs, Skor Drakara, Vocal Guntero, and Yummy's Hyray are their names. They have been known to do the unthinkable, mostly because Terrance's little brother is the commander of their 6th Galactic-class Gundam crew. P.S. You're right, Anwar would be Acronis' 14th, making the older brother 3 of his children from a single mother. At this day and age, Acronis is on his 1000th plus lifespan. And no telling which one it is, because you know how guys are. They've been around forever. Jinjo Einz friend circle. In the stories, Terrance and Jinjo met when they were both vacationing in Seattle for different reasons. The rewrite is going to involve Terrance's friend circle. Still gonna be about Devourville though. Jinjo Einz is a crazy son of a gun, lucked up with the father that brought him into this world. The kind of father that took him to get a tattoo when he lost a bet. The kind of father that taught him how to be the life of the party. The kind of father that taught him how to listen to his mind, body, and spirit. Cultivated a healthy, imaginative son of ridiculous proportions. Video game empire would have you shitting bricks. Galaxy wide with it. Started off as a dance arcade game, then somehow that was built into a fighting game. Then an MMO RPG about kissing guys. Welcomed in a heaven of a future. That's why he needs a chauffeur. That'll be the guy to the right, Eri Garelli. Then the 8 that appeared to be couples or his best friends. It began with Hatsuyi Zio and Aratane Otano. From the 5th grade to the 6th, Zeko Omars, Asher Brahman, Bronco Barrett, Amenzi Ultra, Rejura Minka, and Fariho Dandata were transferred from their nations. As you can see, the top to the bottoms are booed up. Been that way since they met. Love at first sight. Unfortunate for Jinjo, him and Piku Azosho didn't get that same slice of luck. Nowadays, he's full core about Beto Ozmi. Being a traveling dentist, Doctors Beyond Border style, made it so he would cross a high claims corporate investment lawyer over a hunk. Lastly, Norio Redozo took many years of his life, still has those years, reeling pretty hard in his head at times, but Piku has been helping to cure that migraine. P.S. Jinjo's company is named Okamotovu Gaming, named after his mother. He likes to call his imagination land My Haven Realms. Hunter Brock's friend circle. In the stories, Terrance and Hunter met at a fundraiser art event they were both invited to. Actually, no one knew each other in that gatheration, yet their name tags were on desk beside one another in an art classroom of a downtown college in Charlotte. Hunter Brock is known as Mr. Two Times, the guy that won 2 big lottery jackpots in 1 week, then disappeared for an unforeseeable amount of time to gather his marbles. Lucky for him too, his parents raised him with love and intelligence. Raised a lovely guy that was the college football star but just wanted a simple life. That all changed when he became a billionaire. Because he already had all the love in the world, he decided to shutter wealth after making sure he would always have money coming in. Had his best friend Ryu Vioti with him the entire time, then added more to his inner circle. 7 ambassadors he became friends with around the world. Francis Linnae, Adora Ilol, Talaco Zephyr, Chamo Vang, Clarissa J., Azebo Nix, and Volkov Ratov, 3 ambassadors he became friends with from outer space. Yuna Che, Howie Ranzer, and Lefebvre Tone for all of the alphabet communities around the world, always on the move to party and take care of the constantly overlooked. Being a hero is lovely on him, most of the time, not even taking credit for the checks he writes. When it comes to his exes, Avanto Ruiga was his roommate from the jump. Didn't take long for them to tend to their gay urges, even helped with the championships in football they won. Nowadays, he's married to Ophelia Sorrell, works as a government data analyst. Avanto is getting real close to retiring his Hall of Fame in quarterbacking career too. Officer Sageworth was solid to him, an FBI agent now. Him and Tank chilling in Portland with his parents cause he teaches at the school they teach at. P.S. You should know, he has a type. Lazagna Wes's friend circle. In the stories, Terrance and Lazagna met at an Imagination Land convention on the day where the Charleston era would have a press conference. Lazagna was there on business to win video gaming tournaments, which he did. After Terrance's press conference, they bumped into each other. Lazagna Wes actually has a Knights of the Round and 3 Majors. They were all conceived in the same year by the preceding generation of king, queen, and knights. Even though they were brought up during a world war, the 18 of them are thick as thieves. Rigatoni Rav is Lasagna's twin brother, of course. They are the 3rd of their parents' litter. They were conceived to be the end of the war, as a ceremonial conception. Their yin and yang will be cultivated to end the world war. Even though Lazagna is hiding out in one of the last universes of the Charleston era, he gets raised on his nation's education system and often sees his brother, knights, and mages. Throughout their youth, Chorfu was an intrigue that had the 2 of them sneaking off to get some FaceTime. Then eventually got a lot better with getting away with it in their adulthood. They will literally hop universes out of schedule if they are horny. Rigatoni was the same way with Scarletta. The official order of the knights are Chorfu Win, Scarletta Age, Kira Mika, Gunak Zuporo, Valzad Repium, Iocha Avoe, Zabala Dunrox, Maya Mapanda, Jave Jiniwu, Nundai Raiki, Erdochi Hove, Veron Trochor, and Onjari Azuri. Oroxan Ferez, Z Gunna, and Leveler Crew are the 3 mages. P.S. Lazagna actively heals anyone within 15 feet of him. It's a way to train his life powers. His superpowers are Life Hydra. Being able to heal multiple things at once at will seems natural to him. Sometimes he'll walk through a hospital to really be a guide. Sulien Theodore's cast. The medical galactic officer is a friend of many, adored by more, and considered a hero by millions. Been a real help in a futuristic world. Just want to do all he can do for the human species, especially in a world where planet Earth doesn't exist. By the might of super beingism, humans have existed for too many millennia to count. It is year 13690 something something. It's how humans say the date at this time. Still 12 calendar years, 7 days a week, 4 work days a week, 3 weekend days, in the regions that want to keep humanity human. Original solar system is still there, but there is no Earth. The moon happens to be there, but the story takes place so many light years from the Milky Way that it will make you want to go there too. 1,073rd represents a thing you'll have to find out when it's story time. In the story, Terrance and Sulien met at a party, a celebration of Terrance and Nova Vane having 13 good years of companionship. He won her in a lottery many years ago, went to college to become a regional space farmer. Nova Vane has enjoyed a life that is not human sexually based. She comes with a kick-ass Gundam too, and yes, she was at that party enjoying an era of her immortal life. Waking up from that party is when all hell breaks loose. Ramono Matero's cast. A king of a coven called the Wonderfuls, a king of Brazil, handles both splendidly. You should see him at work, walking around places he hasn't been to yet, to use his wonderful magic to massively heal the masses. It's wild how in this future, medieval fashion is the craze. Wonderful mages that sometimes dress like pirates, oftentimes dress like royal mages. fit perfectly at the throne when the New World Order deemed Ramono Matero fit to rule the nation. Took him a few months for people to believe in him, had no choice, was so powerful he could recreate flesh. Limbs were back after years of missing them. That was just one of the miracles he could perform on a daily, relentlessly, without bounds. Now that's what I call a king. Guess who's in your area? In the story, Terrance and Ramono met at the music festival right before everything went disastrous. Characters in green are the top 6 of the Wonderfuls. All are in leadership positions and the lead protectors positions. They have been in power for 7 years prior to the story. Rakama is the first knight. Zordu is the 7th knight of the round table. With them just having a baby, you would think they wouldn't be at work. Nah, having mages to help them take naps is a heaven send. Lastly, the girl groups at the bottom. Good girl to the left, black pink to the right. Ezeon Jejorin's cast. You know, sometimes Terrance and his former Stranger Code 4 castmates just want a space trip. They are constantly meeting up somewhere cause Terrance doesn't mind. They all rich, they all wild, they all adventurous. They are his total escape when he needs one from his intrepid self-made total escapism. Somewhere over there, light years in that direction, then light years in another to visit a planet mostly made of tropically safe islands. A designer planet, where you see shooting stars often. The universe during the day skies is hella miraculous. Then their vacation gets crashed when 6 chaperones take their kids to their island, to their hotel. It'll be aight, even though they from planet Earth too. In the story, Terrance and Ezeon met at the cafeteria during dinner time on Ezeon's first night. Terrance was late to dinner because he wanted to shoot basketball on a roof a little longer while jamming the Raven Lene. He ran into Ezeon at the cafeteria and stared the study to remember real quick like he always does. Then asked Ezeon about all the kids that were sporting around. Stranger Code 4. As soon as Terrance and Michelangelo graduated college, the same one, just a reminder, they both auditioned for a reality show. Michelangelo rolled up with Lola Zayan. Terrance came later that week with Angel. Of the original 10 were Mona, Gaia, Jinjo, and Falra. Dario, Mallory, and Novica were part of the 5 extra house guests added once week 1 was over. Producers always get 15 people for this show. This time, they went with 10 to begin with, where all rooms had an extra bed for the newbies whenever they get there. Come to find out, they were to go to parties the next week and make choices. Then the experiment began again. These 11 were the circle of castmates that got along the best. The other 4 were either just out or never was in. By the end of filming for half a year, these 11 stuck it through with their judging of strangers. Moral compass basing. These 11 were on the right side of the justice system when it came to what they brought to reality entertainment. All they wanted to do was have fun and break into the entertainment industry. All 15 actually got to where they wanted to be in life, but these 11 are thick as thieves. Terrance, as you know, started making animated series after filming was over. That's when he performed the metaphorical times 16 coin flips that separated the universe into 16 pairs. Michelangelo went on to become a stand-up comedian, then went to add motion pictures to his career. Dario went into sports equipment design and is one of the castmates that comes to spin-off shows and occasionally sports anchor for all things football, worldwide style, and live. Jinjo went on to being a lawyer for an entertainment company, dabs in agency work every now and then. Falra did modeling in major campaigns whenever she could, but she ultimately chose a Marine Corps fringe career path instead. Still a mystery to the audience though, saving lives nonetheless, and she doesn't mind that people don't know about it. Novica went on to be a galactic hero. She is now the commander of a battleship. She earned that family helm. Gaia went on to being a professional model for a term. On the side, she does foreign diplomacy work with a lot of the European countries. Mallory went into the food industry, even made it on Top Chef and won. She is now running a spaceship food truck enterprise. Wherever she is a new place working on the business. Mona kind of disappeared, but not really. What we know as her secondary family is, what we know as of current day and age, she works as the president of IT for the black markets worldwide. This vacation is one of the proofs. Angel ended up getting mad lucky, ended up meeting a guy who turned out to be a young billionaire, inherited his father's entertainment corporation, and yes, she sees Jinjo the most. Otherwise, she is still running her flower shop business. And lastly, Lola went into fashion design and tattoo artistry at the same time with no remorse and has done tremendous for herself. Household name with fashion on all kinds of body types is secondary to her tattoo artistry career. Freedom Full. The branch of governments that assembles the superhero guilds start at the age of 10, gathering the highest index of super beings that have tapped into their powers before puberty. Takes a lot of guts and smarts to get there, so here they are. Choices provided by Professor Noto or Terrance Prescott, Michelangelo Kane, Amifa Geneva, Ajave Minerva, Toshirel Oru, Cole Cervantes, Jolanda Pilar, Francis Ella, Aurora Roxy, Valerie Joan, Edson Tiante, and Blavio Navasso. Immediately when he brought them together for the big news, he begrudgingly added Meredith Ann. All of the kids were unruly about it, and that was before they found out they were going to be training as superheroes. One slow action-packed year after the other once they made it to the 5th grade. 11 years old and having full control of their powers before awakening looked great on them. Totally ridiculous with it, as they somehow became famous. Somehow stopped planet Earth from being destroyed a few times. Somehow stopped the solar system from facing a few calamities. Took down a corrupt educational system. Took out futuristic dooms. Survived witch hunters. And most importantly, survived god hunters. Yeah, they would classify all 13 of them as professionals to be. For the future's sake, 6 of them are, often in the battlefields of existence, being heroes or helping out heroes nonetheless, all of a sudden, full of freedom. Freedom full were key words that were attached to all 13 of them doing things during their teenhood. This urban legend began with superheroes mentioning them in interviews around their active times. It instilled in all kinds of societies to build your integrity, so we can all have a taste of freedom. Even to this day, their generation tends to mention it at random. The more famous ones have been witnessed mentioning it from time to time, but they know that they are involved in a few too many not-so-savory acts of justice. P.S. Occupations in present day: Terrance Prescott, head of the Tri-Stone Era Incorporation. Michelangelo Kane, celebrity personality, A-list actor and comedian. Amifa Geneva, Galactic Class Emergency and Neurosurgeon. Ajave Minerva, Galactic Class Emergency and Cardiothoracic Surgeon. Toshirel Oru, Galactic Class One-Man Army Black Mage, Space Hero Class. Cole Cervantes, Galactic Class Aero Ordnance Lord, Space Hero Class. Jolanda Pilar, owner of Tetra Spot, the restaurant. Francis Ella, Galactic Class Spokes, Fashion and Runway Model, other times Galactic Class Hero Helper. Aurora Roxy, a Black Eagle Order Elite Huntress, Hero Class. Valerie Joan, Galactic Class One-Woman Army Red Mage, Space Hero Class. Edson Tiante, quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. Blavio Navasso, Nation Commissioner Galactic Officer via Spain, Space Hero Class. And Meredith Ann, celebrity athlete and professional posse member to DJ Spinozo, aka Tribe Cotton Candy.